rip you apart. Got the dog, give me no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Jumped off into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog, give me all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog, give me all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. We ain't had to step foot off the porch. When we had the ops outside the door, we just grabbed the pound, they counted asses down, and they ain't come back no more. I ain't even want to sell crack no more. Fiends was calling back and forth. We was in too deep, I cleat fiends knocking at the door. I was out late night, swim with the great whites. Had to sling white just to get the pay right. On the block all night to the daylight. Thank the Lord out of game, cause they don't even know the half that I've been through. Hopefully you'll never ever had to. Street shit get nutty like cashews. It be your own damn niggas that'll blast you. Leave you outside sniffing in statue. They'll blast you like they never met you. That's how they do you. Treatment knew you. Put that metal through you like voodoo. Better keep your feet on land, that's the porch. We out in the street swimming in the deep end with the sharks. Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog, give me all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog, give me all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart. Jumped off the porch into the water to swim with the sharks. Teeth so sharp, one smell of blood, rip you apart. Got the dog, give me all bite, no bark. One rip you apart. Got the dog, give me all bite, no bark. One smell of blood, rip you apart.
MK. God flow, found some shit to die for. Learn to slice the pie, bullets don't sky. Nope, built to beat the odds. Can't get defeated by my foes. Move like generals, troopers go wherever I go. God flow, found some shit to die for. Learn to slice bullets don't go in the sky. Nope, built to beat the odds. Can't get defeated by my foes. Move like generals, troopers go wherever I go. Whoa, go, oh shit. Whoa, oh shit. Niggas know it's lit. We take it off, that's it. Don't fall for no bitch. No, we don't take no shit. Think we might be constipated. On the brink, we'll bomb today. Dropping heat like bombs away. Best make room, I'm trying to stay. Block my path, I'll find a way. Gotta get to it, no time to waste. Double time like on delay. Hit my line, I'm on the way. Fuck my babe 3 times a day. Plot my moves all kind of ways. Niggas don't think I contemplate. You can ride the wave. You a little sink, we tide away. I ain't amazed by the shit you say. I'm trying to see what hands you play. I ain't trying to play this ain't 2K. No time to play when we out at camp. We going up like we on the ramp. Stuck to the corner, ain't no stamp. Stuck on the corner, we ain't know what. Had to adapt, take it in that van. Give me that, don't shake my hand. Boy, I'm a god, no I ain't no man. Boy, I'm a god, no I ain't no what. Oh, whoa, go, oh shit. Whoa, oh shit. Loading up the 5.56, ooh, direct hit, no miss. I know you feel the groove is written all over your mitt. Wow. No need to admit, already know that you ain't already know. No, we ain't no bitch. Already know that thing gon' hit. Already know. We'll aim and grip. Already know. We'll flame this bitch. We'll drive like this, hang out the whip. Stay in my lane and I ain't gon' switch. No, God flow. Found some shit to die for. Learn to slice the pie. Bullets don't go in the sky. Nope. Built to beat the odds. Can't get defeated by my foes. Move like generals. Troopers go wherever I go. God found some shit to die for. Learn to slice the pie. Bullets don't go in the sky. Nope. Built to beat the odds. Can't get defeated by my foes. Move like generals. Go wherever I go. Whoa, go, oh shit. Whoa, oh shit.
Give me Exodus 22. And how in the hell did you try to table and use it for everybody? You stupid as hell. You dumb as hell. This Bible is what's going to condemn you. Because this is the book of the Israel. You should have destroyed this book, you dumb so-called white people. Instead of going around and trying to use the Bible, is the book that's going to destroy your world.
Excuse me, everyone, an announcement to make. Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil. and is lying about 9/11. Thank you for your time and good night.
Shalom, Ak. Shalom, Ak. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabarakatah. Bashem, Yahweh Shabarakatah. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Hey, who shall be smalls? If we don't get them, they gon' get us all. And I'll be damned if I just sit back while my people fall. Contested when we all in this together, so let's come together now so we can end this shit forever. I don't wanna go to school, I'd rather read up on my enemies and study all the methods used to kill my mentally. Sex, money, and drugs is destroying our identity. Ain't nothing new, this shit been going on for centuries. Instead of fighting for rights, we should have been fighting for our land. Now we fighting for the man, they'll go right into their plan. And I'm sick of this, it's ridiculous how the government is such hypocrites. They make the laws, then break the laws. How serious should I take the laws? My blood, homie, I'll take a loss. This family the worst and I die for mine. Me and my niggas, we charged up.
Cause they folk, so I'ma kill them with the food. They'd rather up, they're buried in a hole. Wanna see us grow because they can't my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be life right, cause this the last and he's gonna judge. It can happen while you shopping. Been walking around where you fall, lose your obey his laws. You hear them in the midst of war, but it's a whole Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh. I got the most high, I ain't need it. I'll be out here until his kingdom come. Bread's for the children, you can't get a crumb. Yeah, they hear me, they ain't feeling where I'm coming from. But la-di-da-di, fuck everybody from the Catholic Church to Illuminati. Christ coming back, now the Anunnaki. Trying to warn the people, but they tried to knock me. That I wasn't gonna throw my voice in. Fuck all of y'all, white Jesus poison. No one knows what could keep it all. They folk, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the seeds up, they're buried in a hole. Wanna see us grow because they go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. Because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see it locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm Officer Ricard Oriel here out of the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We teach that the Black, Hispanic, and God chosen people, and we're being God's true and only. All right, it looked like we just how to look out for one another, how to take care of one another, how to, basically have a government, basically how to have a society that ain't filled with whores, a society that ain't filled with drunks and violent. You know what I'm saying? That's what this law is And today's class is of love. Does hate actually exist in God? So it's a love and hate class. And you know, they like to say God is all love. He has nothing to do with it. There's no hate in God. We're about to find out today. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any, I invite you to type in all your questions. Any questions, just type them right on in. And not just that. If you have any comment, type them on in. You got any smoke, type them on in. You know what I'm saying? Anything. Just type it on in, all right? And we're going to start with 2 John 1 and 5. It ain't come. Got that sneeze that will come but never did. It ain't come. But if you got that, read along with me. 2 John chapter 1 verse 5. And now I beseech thee, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee, but that which we had from the beginning, that we love one another. Y'all hear what's going on here? Y'all see what's going on here? This is an exact quote from Christ. See, how may I say, John's regurgitating Christ's words. We're going to show you what Christ said this too. But it's blatantly showing you right here that he's saying that this is not a new commandment. This is something that was supposed to be done from the beginning, is that we love one another, because that's exactly what the law is about. The laws are about us, Black, Hispanics, and Natives, loving each other, taking care of each other, looking out for each other, guiding each other. That's exactly what the laws is about. So we were supposed to have this type of love from the beginning. Verse 6. And this is love. Now check it out. This is love. This is what we need to understand. A lot of people like to believe love is all emotion. Oh, I feel this type of way. Ooh, I got these little, you know what I'm saying, feeling in my stomach or whatever. That's just emotions. That's just emotions. Love is actually a responsibility. It's a duty. It's a duty. Let's read it. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. Understand that. That is love. Us walking after his commandments. What does it mean to walk after his commandments? That means to follow the law. To do as the law says. The law says don't sniff coke. Guess what? Don't sniff coke. The law says don't pop pills. Don't pop pills. The law says don't be showing your nakedness to the whole world on that stripper pole. Guess what? Don't do it. And you might ask yourself, what that got to do with love? A drug addict's on himself, which is not true. A drug addict damages himself and everybody that's around him. See, that's the problem. A lot of don't believe that they actually have people that love them. And when they end up ODing and leaving behind children, siblings, parents who felt like they could have did more to stop it, who might some type of mental and emotional trauma due to that person committing that overdose. You know what I'm saying? Drugs is very damaging. A lot of people don't realize they think they're just having a good, or they're trying to get over some problems. No, drugs can actually crush lives around you. Crush everybody because of your lack of ability to handle the reality that you're in. You can't handle the reality that you're in. That's why you take in the first place. Stripper pole, you wonder how that's damaging other people. Look, check it out. Every stripper he may be a simp, he may be weak. He may not even know that that's his woman. because she slept with him for the night. He may be the husband, but no matter what, stripper, every woman on OnlyFans has a man. You know what I'm saying? And her provoking you to lust after her can end up provoking that jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Not just stalk her, causing further harm to herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, the sins that you commit affect more than you. It affects more than you. That's why following the law is all about love, because you're looking out for one another. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. Like, this is the way it's supposed to be from the beginning. We always heard throughout our entire existence as a nation, follow the law, follow the law, follow the law. And we always seen what happens when we don't follow the law. We see the situations we end up being in. Our nation falling, being ashamed, being, you know what I'm saying, being ruled over by other people. But when we start following the law, we should take notice how that doesn't happen. Following the law, we have our own kingdom. We have our own set of rules. We have our own government, our own economic system, our own language. We have everything. Once we start following our law, statute, commandment. Shalom, what's going on, Officer Amawan? Shalom, This is the beautiful thing about the law. A lot of people like to think the law is just a burden. It's not a burden. Most people that exist are not felons. You're not a felon. So America has more laws than the Bible has. You follow America's laws, but you can't follow God's law. America's laws ain't going to teach you how to love each other. God's laws will. You know what I'm saying? That's the point of God's law. Let's go to Proverbs 8:17, I believe. Let's go to Proverbs 8:17. Bear with me. Mind you, if you have any questions, any comments, type them on in. Class is meant to be interactive. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Are you there? Now, when you read this whole chapter, it's not talking. This is talking about wisdom and how wisdom feels. So let's read that. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. This is wisdom. Wisdom. What's wisdom? Wisdom is those who follow the law. Those are the wise of our people. They know how to apply the law to every sin in life. Those are the wise. And wisdom's telling love those that love him. It loves those that respect the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what wisdom is. It loves those that are looking for it and not looking for the next, scandal that's going on in celebrity news. It's looking for those who want to apply these law, statutes, commandments into their lives. You know what I'm saying? And those who are looking for it early, they will find it. They will find wisdom. They will find these law, statutes, and commandments. Because that's what love is. At the bottom line of it, that's what love is. You know what I'm saying? Without love, we have nothing but chaos and turmoil amongst our people. Nothing but chaos and turmoil. Without love, we end up protesting and fighting and crying for Palestinians, not realizing that this brother still being unalived by police. Still being unalived. Still, I seen a video not too long ago of grown cop just body slamming twice some teenage black women, some girls, just picking them up and just slamming them. And y'all want us to love Palestinians? Y'all want us to have concern for Palestinians and their struggles when we have our own struggles here? See, this is the problem when you don't have wisdom. When you're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because you want to focus on other people. You want to focus on what's trending, what the world is deemed as important. When we are still having our own issues that we need to deal with. And the best way to deal with them is to follow these law, statutes, commandments, looking towards one another and start loving each other. Start taking care of each other. That's what these laws are about. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get 1 John 4 and 20. 1 20. Any questions, type them on in. Bear with me as I get there with you. This is a heavy chapter. I wonder how hard I should go up. But now let's stick with it. Let's stick with it. Let's keep it jokey. All right, 1 John chapter verse 20. If a man say, I love God, check it out. If a man says he loves God, there's a lot of people out there that say they love God. You know what I'm saying? Oh, throughout a lot of men out there that say they love God, right? A lot of men that say God knows my heart. They got a relationship with God. A lot of people say that. But do they truly? Do they truly got a relationship with God? Let's find out. Let's continue. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. A man that says he loves God, and yet he still has some conflict with his own people, still got a problem with his own people, he is a liar. He is a liar. It's impossible to love God and hate your own people. How you gonna say you love God? You know what I'm saying? And you see that brother struggling and you do nothing to help him. That's not the love of God. Let's continue. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he have seen, like you've seen your brother, you see the struggles they go through. We've seen those Mexican babies getting locked up in cages. We've seen that. We've seen our Haitian brothers and sisters getting whipped while oppressors on horseback. We see our brothers getting choked out because he may be selling a cigarette. He's selling Lucy's. Granted, he should not be selling Lucy's, but that is no ticket to death. No person has to unalive a brother just because he is selling a cigarette. This is that we have in our society that a lot of us would shrug off to worry about Indians. That a lot of us would shrug off just to worry about some Israelis. That war has nothing to do with us. We got our own issues. We have our own issues, and we need to start loving each other. Because if you don't love each other, you hate each other. What was this old dude? I seen this old so-called civil rights leader. He was with my son. He was crying about supporting Palestinians because Palestinians are struggling, but Palestinians aren't our people. Palestinians never cried about our pain. Palestinians would never on any marches with their little flags talking about Black Lives Matter. They weren't there. Even if they was, it still wouldn't matter. Because we need to love each other. We got to care of each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the line of it. That is the bottom line of it. Let's continue. How can he love God? Not seen, like you haven't seen God. You see the struggle that your people go through. You see that brother that's selling, trying to put some food on the baby's stomach. Granted, there's other ways to go about it, but you know why he's doing it. Help that brother get some food so he don't have to sell drugs. Help that brother get a job, don't have to sell drugs. That's how you love your people. You know what I'm saying? Show them over there some compassion. Look out for him. Teach him a little sports. Maybe he won't have to join a gang and end up doing shootings in the neighborhood. Because he'll feel love, he'll feel attention, he'll feel guided by somebody that's not in the gang. You know what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to love each other. And if you don't love each other, guess what? You do not love God. You do not love God. Hold on. Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him. This commandment is coming from Christ. That we love one each other. That we love one another. You know what I'm saying? That he who loveth God, love his brother also. It's one and the same. You can't have one without the other. You can't love God and hate your brother. You can't love God and hate your sister. That's a good lesson for sisters to learn, because sisters be hating on each other like crazy. You see her in the same dress you got, there's issues, there's conflict instantly. Trash talking and backbiting, worrying about little things like fucking purses on the ground. Let your purse be on the ground. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Worry about little things about, you know what I'm saying? She took the last piece of whatever. You know, I don't know. Women just argue about the dumbest thing. They literally be hating each other over dumb things. So that woman got the same man you have. Does that give you the right to hate her? No. She's making your life easier by being in his life. Let's work in responsibility for you. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. Let's continue. Let's go with Proverbs 3 and 5. Let's go with Proverbs 3 and 5. Let me type it on in here. Proverbs 3 and 5. If you're there, read along with me. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. See, that's a lot of our problems in this world right here. And Christianity supports this. Follow your own heart. What is the Lord telling you to do? The Lord ain't speaking to you. The Lord ain't speaking to none of us but one person. And that is Commander John. He ain't speaking to you. So lean not into your own understanding. Get counsel. Get counsel. Your heart is teaching you something that you need to do. That's our problem. We like to lean into our own understanding. Where has our own understanding brought us? You only live once. Our own understanding teaches us to follow our lusts and our desires. Our own understanding teaches us to break God's laws. That's what our own understanding does. Where has your own understanding brought you anything? When you start following your own understanding, you end up digging yourself in a hole. That's what I noticed in life. That's why we have counselors in the school. We have wise counselors in the school that can give us advice on every move we need to make. You know what I'm saying? Like General Kathum, that's that dude. General Kathum looked out for me in many situations. You know what I'm saying? Don't lean onto your own understanding. Lean out into your own understanding just has you breaking the laws in all types of ways. You know, your woman upset now look at you. Now you just want to leave her because you look, I understand that the law says separate for a time. That's just so cooler heads could prevail. That don't mean leave the woman just because you're emotional. No, don't lean onto your own understanding because guess what? Your own understanding always an emotional understanding. It's always something that pleases your own belly. You know what I'm saying? That's what leaning onto your own understanding does. It does not help the situation at hand. And what you end up doing is increasing the rift between you and your people, increasing the rift between God and you. That's all you're doing. Because you want to lean onto your own understanding, which is just, I want to do what I want to do. I want to make myself happy. How immature is it to just always want to be happy? That is a childish way of thinking. As if you don't know bad times are sure to come. What you going to do? Avoid the bad? You're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's drop that. Let's get on 1 John 2 and 3. Let's get 1 John 2 and 3. Type it up on in here. And I'm typing the scriptures on the YouTube and Facebook so you can get some notes, get your notes in. You know what I'm saying? Those notes are highly important. Get your study on. You know what I'm saying? Go back on those notes, go back on those scriptures that you're writing down that's popping up on the screen. Go back and do some reading after the scripts I give you. Get some further understanding. You know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence. Study to show yourself approved. You know what I'm saying? So let's get with it. 1 John. Hold on. I might want to start above it. No, let's keep it where it's at. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. Remember what love is. Love is keeping the commandment. That's how you know God. That's how you know Christ. That's how you know your brother, is by keeping his commandments. You know what I'm saying? Like any brother that's in the ISUPK, I trust fully because I know that man. How do I know that man? Because I know that he's in the school. When he's in the school, he has a certain standard to live by. He has a certain set of morality that guides him. And that's these law, statutes, and commandments. I know if I leave my $80 watch, because I'm not rich. If I leave an $80 watch around the brother, I know he ain't gonna steal it. Know why? Because he followed these laws. I know that man. You know what I'm saying? That's how we know the Most High. He gave us these laws. Your pastor like to say he knows God with a pork chop in his hand, with some eggs and bacon sandwich in his hand. He says he knows God. He don't know God, and God don't know him. But the sole fact is he's not following law, statutes, and commandments. What did the scripture say? Let's read it again. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. Guess what? Your grandma don't know God. Your grandma don't. She ain't keeping his commandments. Your mama don't know God. She ain't keeping his commandments. Your daddy don't know God. He ain't keeping his commandments. And that's not truly their fault. Whose fault does it boil down to? It boils down to our oppressor. Because this was our culture before he came in, stole it, twisted it, forced his culture on us, making us forget our culture in the process, and then gave our culture to another people that ain't worthy of it. So now we out here don't know who we are, don't know what language we spoke, and we're talking about we know God. You can't know God. You don't know his laws. You don't know his orders. That can a child say that he knows his parents was breaking all his parents' laws? You acting as if you don't know that your parents gonna tear that backside up because you didn't come in before those lights came on, or you went too far down the street. You crossed the street when your mama said, "Stay on this side of the block." You see what I'm like? You don't know God because you acting as if you don't know how much of a terrible power he is. You breaking his laws is not going to be a pretty thing. You breaking his laws as if you don't know that he could end up giving you cancer with every pull of that cigarette. He might not even give you cancer. He might have you get hit by a Mack truck as you're lighting that cigarette as you cross the street. You never know. The Most High's punishment don't have to actually coincide with the sin that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're worried about catching AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, crabs, when you're dealing with these women who are promiscuous, that got men, that got husbands, and you think that that's your worry? Nah. You need to worry about that husband that might shoot you. Might shoot you right in your head. You need to know that God is a terrible God, and when you break his laws, know him. Know the fact that you break his laws, that could be the end of your life, if not worse. Yeah, death ain't the worst thing. Death is far from the worst thing. You know what I'm saying? Any questions, type them on in. But let's continue. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar. Like, you say you know God and you ain't keeping his commandments, you are a liar. You say you know God and you watching porn, you are a liar. You know God and you eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, you are a liar. You say you know God and you selling or doing drugs, you are a liar. So forth and so on. You are straight up and down a liar. You don't know God. Because if you did know God, you wouldn't be doing the things that you are doing. If you truly knew God, you would not be doing the things that you know will get you killed. Maybe because God is slow to anger, you got a little leeway. I'm thinking that grace is going to last forever. I blame the Christian church for that. Grace is only for a period of time. You owe that cable bill, right? When that cable gives you a grace period, guess what? Grace period is over with, your cable gets shut off. It's getting shut off, straight up and down. Well, let's finish it up. And the truth is in. That's another thing. The truth is not in him. A lot of people that claim that they are Israelites believe just knowing that you're an Israelite is the truth. When Moses was walking out and about, everybody knew that they were Israelites. And guess what? Not everybody stood with Moses. Not everybody was in the truth. You know what I'm saying? When it was King David versus King Saul, not everybody was in the truth. Not everybody stood with King David. Hell, the nation was split. Being in the truth is not knowing that you are an Israelite. Being in the truth is knowing the statutes and commandments, applying them on us to apply it, which is only being done in one place, which is only being in the universal and practical knowledge under command of General Yohana. The only people that the truth. Period. Let's continue. But whosoever keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. What is his word? I'm going to ask y'all to type it in. We keeping this class very milky. What is his word? Matter of fact, who is the his in his word? Let's read that again. But whosoever keepeth his word is the love of God perfected. Whose word are we talking about, and what is his word? All right, if you don't know who, but let me explain. His word is the Most High, and his word is the law, statutes, and commandments. Whoever keeps that, the love of God is perfected. You know what I'm saying? The love of God is true. Shalom, shalom. The love of God is perfected. Like, people like to believe that Christ was the only perfect person. You know, Job was perfect too, right? Job was perfect too. It's not hard to be perfect. And when you walk in this walk and you just tell somebody, hey man, you eat pork, it's not of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You try to tell people the law, and next thing they want to talk about you ain't perfect. Start cutting somebody up with these law, statutes, commandments. Thing going to tell you is you ain't perfect. You broke the law once upon a time. No, you are perfect. You follow these law, statutes, commandments. You are perfect. Because for one, you are a new creature in God. That old man's dead. The old person you used to be that was breaking the law is dead. That person don't even exist. And you start with statutes, commandments, you are a new person. So yes, you are perfect. That's the type of confidence you're supposed to have when you follow these law, statutes, and commandments. That's that boldness of a lion right there. But let's drop that. Hold on, there's more to it. Hereby know we that we are in him. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know when Christ was saying him and the Father are one, that's why. That's why. Christ followed the law. You can't say you in that body, that one body of Christ, unless you follow the law. That's how you know you are in him. That's how you know you are part of that body of Christ. And y'all get mad when the ISUPK say that we are the home of the truth, that we are that one body, because in here we follow the law. In here we look out for each other. It's not brotherhood. That's why we are in that body. That's why we are that one body of Christ. That's why we know we abide in him, because we follow the law. It's just that simple. A lot of cats like to make things difficult. I blame the Christian church for that, because they like to put mysticism in it. People don't believe spiritual unless there's mysticism behind it. That's just something that can't be explained behind it. No. True spirituality is very simple. Very simple. Spirituality is just going against your flesh and following the law. Your flesh is carnal. Your flesh wants to holler at that white girl with the large backside. Your flesh wants to do that, but your spirit says, no, I got to follow these law, statutes, commandments. And sooner or later, your spirit will affect your vision, and you will see the true monster that is. And she will become hideous to you. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's go with 2 Corinthians 12:7. I think this is where I'm looking for. Actually, I don't think this is what I was looking for. Give me a second, y'all. Bear with me 1 second. I don't think that's the scripture I was looking for. Let's drop that. Let's get Romans 9:13. This is a staple. This is one of those classic scriptures right here. Nine and 13. Let's drop that right there. All right, if you're with me, read along. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, this is a key point that you need to know. When it says as it is written, it's referring to the Old Testament, because the New Testament wasn't written. So they are referring back to what the would like to say done away with. If it was so done away with, then why are the people of the New Testament using it? Let me tell you something. There's nothing different from the Old and New Testament. They are one book. They are one and the same. They are the same thing. The law is not done away with. The teachings of these prophets are not done away with. Not at all. And Christ's mission do away with them. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Jacob have I loved. Like when you to Malachi, I believe that's Malachi 3:1, or is it 1 and 3? Might be Malachi 1 and 3, right? This is where it was written before. It's written in the Old Testament to show you that this is God's, this is the Most High's feelings. And the Most High telling you that Jacob, he has loved. Who is Jacob? Jacob is the progenitor to the Israelites. The Most High loved Jacob. He loved Israelites. He loved Jacob's descendants. He loves that. That's who he loved, because that's who he has chosen to be his people, right? But then there's a people on the opposite end of the spectrum. See, the Christian church will tell you that God don't love, but let me tell you, there's 2 scriptures in the Bible, at least, or there's quite a bit more. In this section right here, what I'm teaching you right now, that's 2 scriptures, Malachi and Romans, that will tell you God hates. And let's read it. Jacob have I loved, but have I hated. Who is Esau? Let me tell you who Esau is. Esau is Jacob's twin brother, fraternal twins. And Esau came out looking just funny. He came out hairy and red all over, just looking like a hairy cherry, just grotesque, right? And it was so rare and incredible to see this birth that they had to describe it. It was outside the normal. So it said he was born red and hairy all over. Why was he red and hairy all over? Simple. Because it wasn't the norm. It wasn't the norm. Because the real Jews are black. He wasn't born looking like the typical black baby. He was born looking like a Cajun. Caucasians are born bright red and a lot of hair all over their bodies, looking like hairballs. That's how they were born. Esau is Jacob's twin brother, and Esau is literally the progenitor of a certain race of people. And when you look at the lineage, people that come from Esau, like the Greeks, the Romans. Who are Greeks and Romans? That's just another way of saying Caucasians. Caucasian, people that come from the mountain of. Guess what? The mountain of Caucasus has a mountain in it called Mount Seir. And that's where these people come from. That's where these people come from. They are straight up and down. They are the descendants of Esau. And God is saying that he loves Jacob. He loves those black, Hispanic, and native Israelites. And he hates Esau, those people that are oppressing the Israelites. But God don't hate according to the Christian church. God at all. 2 verses right there that God hates. Could just try to dance around that scripture. Believe that. But understanding God is the definition of perfection. And being all love is not perfection. That's not balance. Can you imagine somebody telling that they love the victim and they love the perp too? That doesn't make sense. How can you love the raped and the rapist? You can't. All love is borderline LGBTQ. That's a range right there. If you're talking about all love, I love everybody. No. You love everybody. You simply don't have no snits. You have no type of code of ethics when it comes to your love. You just love everybody because you're a rainbow people. No different from what they call them, pansexuals or bisexuals. You love everybody. You gain some standards. Gain some standards, man. Let's drop that. Let's get Psalms 5 and 5. No. Let's go to Malachi. Let me prove what I was saying first Malachi, I think it's 1 and 3. Yep, Malachi 1 and 3. Let me write it on in here. Let me prove it to you that it's written in the Old Testament too. Matter of fact, let's start with 2. It says it's going to be heavy, and I'm going to make this as relatable to modern times as possible. I have loved you, saith the Lord. God is telling Black, Hispanics, and Natives that he loves them. Yet ye say, but this is what Black and Hispanic and Native people are saying. And you hear this on a daily. You heard this at least once or twice in your life, technically. You know what I'm saying? You could be able to call it out too. Wherein hast thou loved us? Where does God love us? Where? We in the ghettos. Little babies are getting shot and killed every day. Pregnant women. You know what I'm saying? My mama's strung out. My daddy left. Where does God love me? Let's read. Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Save the Lord. Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Were not they not come out the same? You know what I'm saying? They both had equal opportunity to love. Right, let's continue. Yet I love Jacob. He like God, like they both were brothers, but yet I love Jacob. What is he saying? God saying he makes his choice who he loves. Your situation doesn't matter. You might be going through your situation because he loves you. You know what I'm saying? And I hated Esau. Whoa. He said, I love Jacob and I hated Esau. Because Esau was a profane man who sold his birthright. He sold his birthright for a piece of meat. A piece of meat that wasn't even fully cooked. Who likes to eat not fully cooked meat? Who chooses that over everything? All oppressive. Let's continue. And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. The Most High destroyed those Caucasus mountains. See, this is mentioned in the Old Testament. That's why I mentioned the New, because the New Testament was teaching out of the Old Testament. So the Old Testament is not done away with, regardless of what the Christian church is teaching. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get Psalm 5 live. See if God hates anymore. Is there any more hate in God? Let's see. Is there any more hatred? Is it the Most High? Bear with me as I type it up in here. Read along with me if you're there. Psalms chapter 5, verse 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Understand this. The foolish shall not stand in the sight of the Most High. He don't see you. You're a fool. The thing that you do is a waste. It's not important. You may feel in your heart that it is. It's not important. All right? We're not standing in the Most High sight. Let's continue. Also makes a person. Remember, the scripture said, lean not understanding. Those who lean onto their own understanding, they're fools. Well, let's continue. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. The Most High hates workers of iniquity. What does that mean? He hates workers of iniquity. See, Christian church would like to teach you that God hates the sinner, not the sinner. But this is telling you the exact opposite of what the Christian church is telling you. So who is a worker of iniquity? The worker of iniquity is the sinner. Is the person that is committing iniquity. Not the iniquity. He's the person that committing the iniquity. So the Most High hates. You want to abide in the Most High's love? Don't sin. Don't sin. It's just that simple. And build. Just don't sin. Follow the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Should I continue with any more on that? Let's chill. I mean, it goes, but I urge you to read that chapter. But for the sake of time, let's go to Amos 5 and 15. Oops, I didn't even type it in. All right. Now, this is where Christians like to get their stance on God hates the sinner, not the sinner, which we already just proved that he did. So let's get some further understanding of what it really means, what it means, how do I put it? What the Christian believes compared to what it actually means. All right. 5 verse 15, and love the good, which makes sense. Evil and love the good. What is the evil? The evil is not following the law, statutes, commandments. That's the evil, and everything that comes from it. The good is following the law, statutes, commandments, and everything that comes from it. And establish judgment in the gate. What is judgment? What is judgment? Let me explain to you what judgment is. Judgment is the reward of what you do. Like if you are feeding the poor and sheltering the homeless, what should your reward be? You should be fed. You should be sheltered. Good should come to you. That's your judgment. Not all judgment is negative. Some judgments are rewarding. What's the judgment of evil? The same thing. The judgment of what you've done, the reward for what you've done. And what have you done? If you're out there teaching that a man that the law is done away with, you in the evil. And remember, that is literally blasphemy because the scriptures don't say that. You are lying on God. God never said that. God said the law abideth forever. So the blasphemy you commit by saying the law is done away with, well, that makes it a sin. And the wages of sin is what? What's the wages of sin, yo? The wages of sin is death. The reward. That's your prize. For every sin that you commit, the wages of that is death. The payment for that is death. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Establish the judgment and establish judgment in the gate. So we have to establish punishment for every crime that's committed within the gate, which is why the priest of the Lord exists, which is what the Levites' job at that time was. Let's continue. It may be that the Lord God of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. See, grace is a beautiful thing. Punishment is not carried out speedily due to grace, due to us giving each other a second chance. You know what I'm saying? Let's read that again. it may be that the Lord God of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Who is the remnant of Joseph? Joseph is the descendants. The descendants of Joseph, the remnant of Joseph is Ephraim and I believe Manasseh. Ephraim and Manasseh, right? The Puerto Ricans and I believe Manasseh, the other Manasseh is the Cubans, if I remember correctly. And with that, you know what I'm saying? Basically, read the whole chapter. You understand what was done beforehand. But the moral as a whole is that we have grace to correct our mistakes. Grace is given so we have time to fix what we have done wrong. So we could abide in the Most High's love. See, that grace alone shows the Most High's love. Grace alone, the simple fact that the Most High could kill us all right now. I mean, God, we are a disgusting people. We are a people following after a people that are not a people. Our oppressor is not a people. So the Most High just said, man, these people are some hard-headed, stiff-necked people. Bang, I'm done with them. He could do that. But his grace is efficient, man. Get your life together. Start following these laws, statutes, commandments, because sooner or later, this grace will run out. And as much as I don't want it to happen, 2/3 of Black, Hispanic, and Natives must go. Don't be that 2/3. In fact, fight to make sure that it's not 2/3. If we already had that 1/3, I want you to be that person that lives his life right, starts following the laws to make sure that it's not 2/3. Because his grace is efficient. And maybe we come to change that prophecy. That prophecy don't come true. I want us all to be ruling in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But Salaki, I digressed a bit. Let's go to where am I at right now? Oh, did I even fit? Hold on. Yeah, I finished that. All right, let's get Psalms 97 and 10. I believe it's 97 and 10. I could be wrong on that. Yep, there we go. There we go. We're going to prove the Lord hates some more. We're going to prove the Lord hates some more. All right, if you're there with me. Psalms 97, verse 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. Understand this, if you love God, you got to hate evil. You know why? Because God hates evil. King David said he loved what God loves and hate what he hates. And remember, King David is a man after God's own heart. We should be doing the same. We should be modeling ourselves after King David and loving what he loves and hate what he hates. And he's stating right here that if you love God, you got to hate evil. What is evil? What is evil? Let me show you what evil is. Evil is celebrating the murder of natives. A lot of us, a couple of Thursdays from now, Thursday of November, is going to be celebrating the slaughter of Native Americans. We're going to be celebrating a slaughter of Native Americans right along with the same people that slaughtered them. That's evil. You should be hated. Everybody that celebrates Thanksgiving should be hated. Plain and simple. If you follow God's laws, you should hate those that don't follow God's laws and following the culture and customs of other nations, especially when their victories are against our own people. You should be hated. So we should hate that evil. And what makes it evil? While y'all at this Thanksgiving dinner, y'all gonna be eating pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. Y'all gonna be eating all types of unlawful and dirty and unclean things, right? Not just that. That weird, strange uncle's gonna be dragging some little kid into the bathroom, doing who knows what, doing something just unnatural with a child. All these type of things go on. Then y'all gonna be arguing and y'all gonna be arguing. Shots hang out, that's guaranteed. Every holiday is a spike in the deaths of Black, Hispanics, and Native people. If we stop celebrating holidays, that would drop the Black on Black crime statistics drastically. Just that alone. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the soul of his saints. He delivereth them out of wickedness. Those who are following the law, statutes, commandments, those are the ones that are preserved. Those are the ones that are saved from the hands of wickedness. What? If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, eating that pork, crab, shrimp, and lobsters, you might be preserved from the wickedness of gout, high blood pressure, diabetes, Black on Black crime, children being molested. You know what I'm saying? Attributed to the rift between natives and Negroes. You'll be doing a lot more. Celebrate the Sabbath, y'all. Richard Wise says celebrate the Sabbath. Let me tell you, the Sabbath is not to be celebrated. The Sabbath is something to be followed. The Sabbath is a high holy day. Yes, indeed it is. It's a high holy day that we do every week, and it's to be followed. That's true indeed. Every Saturday, Friday night, Saturday night. That's when the Sabbath is, right? And what are we to do? What are we to do during the Sabbath? What is obligation during the Sabbath? Our obligation is to rest, relax, enjoy our day. That's our obligation. That's why the Sabbath is a beautiful thing. Plain and simple. The Sabbath is a beautiful and glorious thing because while our oppressor would like to force us to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if he could, if that's good business, he would. But that's not good business. You got to give your slave some time to rest up and replenish. So the max we could work is 16 hours a day and get 8 hours of sleep, right? We're supposed to have a day unto ourselves. Like the New Testament says, man was not made for the Sabbath, but Sabbath was made for the man. Sabbath is supposed to serve us. Sabbath is supposed to do us. That's it. So enjoy your Sabbaths. But unfortunately, we are in captivity. A lot of our people cannot enjoy the Sabbath, but our oppressor and his wickedness is forcing them not to, or these brothers and sisters might lose their jobs. And not all of us is built to endure that. Not all of us is built to endure losing a job and not able to feed our kids. But if you're in the ISUPK, risk that. Risk that. We take care of each other here. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Why is that there? I do not know. I do not press no search button. But let's get Ecclesiastes 3. Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. This is the one in the Bible. Ecclesiasticus is in the Apocrypha. All right. So let's get with it. Hold on. Should I go above it? Let's start off with 3 and 1. Let's start off with 3 and 1. Get a little context to this. To everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under the heaven. So there's a time. There's a time for everything. No matter what. No matter what it is, there's a time for everything. There's a time to play. There's a time to chill. Time to laugh, so forth and so on, right? Let's drop down to verse 8. A time of and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. The Christian church would like to tell you that you gotta love everybody, love everybody. Just be a moral. Just love everybody, right? The scripture tells us that we gotta hate what God hates. And this is telling you that there's a time for love and there's a time for hate. What time do you think we're in right now? Is this a time to be loving? Let me tell you something. We are in a time of war. This is not a time of peace. A time of peace, we can love everybody. Just love everybody. Because there's no fight going on. But right now, you're in a time of war where sides have to be drawn. You have to pick a side. I picked my side. No, my side is not with the Palestinians. It's not with Israel. It's not with Russia. It's not with Ukraine. My side is with Black, Hispanic, and Natives. I chose my side. And it's a time to hate. Who am I hating? Everybody that is not with Black, Hispanic, and Natives. Everybody that is against God's rule, law, and authority. That's who, you know what I'm saying? So the Christian church would like to tell you that there's no time to be hating. You should never hate. Well, scriptures tell you that there's a time to hate. Clearly, there's hate. Simply because time for peace and there's a time for war. You see, we're on the brink of World War III. Those nuclear bombs could be raining on us at any moment. And you want to love everybody else. You want to love Palestinians. No, this is not a time to be loving Palestinians. Because Palestinians are coming up against Black people all over this planet. I remember that brother's name now. Don't be like Cornel West. Don't be like champion the Palestinian cause when we have our own problems. You champion Palestinians showing me that you choose Palestinians over your own people. You champion Israel proves to me that you choose over your own people. This is a time of war. Every nation is joining to their own people now. The Arabs have been united like no other. There's only a few countries holding out. Oh, Saudi Arabia sides with the Palestinians. Ooh. Kuwait, if all these United Arab Emirates, if they decide to say screw America and Israel, we're siding with our brothers. Oh no, that something's gonna go left. It's gonna get ugly. Everybody's choosing their own. Asians are choosing Asians. Everybody's choosing their own. When you gonna start choosing your own? You're gonna start loving your own. That must be had. When you gonna start loving your own people? While everybody else is loving their own people, you out here trying to love them, which makes you look weak, which makes you look sad and pitiful. Makes you look like somebody that should not be trusted on a global scale. On a global scale, countries look out for their own and come together with the world later, which you can see all over the news today. Why do you think Russia and Ukraine is at war? Because Russia wants his little brother back under his armpit. That's what Russia wants. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get hold on, did I read it all? I'm good on that. Let's get Psalms 26:5. Yeah, Psalms 26:5. I'm gonna try to do a speed run. I got a lot of scriptures to go through with not enough time. I only got like a half an hour left. Woo. We're gonna make it work though. We're gonna make it work. Psalms chapter 26 with let's start with 5. Read the whole chapter though. That's your homework. Every scripture that I'm bringing out, try to read the whole chapter of those books. Psalm chapter 26, verse 5. Hold on, give me a sec. Psalm chapter 26, verse 5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers. What is a congregation? A congregation is a group of people. You have hated a group of people. What are a group of people doing? They are doing evil. A congregation of evildoers. God has hated a congregation of evildoers. A group of people that do evil. And that's it. That's pretty much clear. I mean, the Christian church would like to tell you there's no hate in God, but look, I just read it. Let's continue. And will not sit with the wicked. He's not going to sit with the wicked. We have no company with evil people. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's people who have committed evil. Different between doing something evil and being a evil doer. What's the difference? Mistakes happen. That's why we have grace periods. But there's people who feel no guilt behind what they do. They guilt and they feel that they should have done it. Those are people who have done something evil. They're not evil doers. They're people who actually might feel guilt about what they've done. And that's what makes guilt a beautiful thing. If you feel guilty, that's a good thing. That means there's still hope in you. You know that you're doing something wrong and you feel guilt. Once that guilt is gone, what you believe that you got every right to do, what you believe that this is the norm or it's okay to do, then you become an evildoer. Then you become an evildoer, and that's when your grace period is going to run out. That's when your grace period is going to run back from the top again. I have hated the condition of evildoers. It will not sit with the wicked. It will not sit with the wicked. Are you wicked? I mean, a lot of people like to say the Most High knows my heart. God knows my heart. Yeah, he does. Now ask yourself, are you wicked? You can have all the justification for the dumb stuff you do. All the justification. But guess what? The simple fact that you're justifying it is taking away that guilt. When you do wrong, when you sin, there's no justification for it. Just change your ways. Do better. Once you start justifying it, that's showing you that you're condoning what you've done. You're condoning it. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get let's hurry up. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 12:6. This is in the Apocrypha, y'all. At least I think this one is. Yep, this is it. Remember, the Christian church like to tell you that God doesn't hate the sinner. God doesn't hate the sinner, which is why I understand why the Roman Catholic Church took the Apocrypha out of the Bible, which took those books out of the Bible because you have verses like this that goes against the propaganda that they taught. Remember, these books were in the original translation. They're in the Great Bible. They're in all these Bibles, the Geneva Bible, all these Bibles that come before the KJV. They're in the KJV 1611. But something happened in 1611 where the Catholic Church decided that these books are not. And I believe this might be one of the verses. Let's read it. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners. So there goes that little God hates the sinner, not the sinner. There goes that. That's out the window now because the simple fact it says he hates sinners. Destroyed that whole Christian dog that gets you real nice and in the dumb thing we be doing. In the stupid things that we be doing, we get complacent with because the Christian church tells you you only live once. You gotta live your life. You gotta be happy. You gotta do what you gotta do. Laws done away with. Jesus Christ nailed the laws on the cross, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. Just a bunch of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Let's read that from the top again. The Most High hated the sinner and will repay vengeance on the ungodly. Guess what? Every sin committed that you ain't reported, you're gonna have to get that work. The Most High is going to deal with you, and it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. I hope you know that. The reason for me teaching you this is for the simple fact is I don't want it. I don't want to do that pain. You know what I'm saying? Let's Salakia. And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Like the Most High slow to anger. But there's going to be a day when you get yours, it's going to be mighty. It's going to be like a lot of brothers and sisters go through some things. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, you be wise, and And you probably feel like there's been no justice. I'm just hiding the dude that raped you or whatever. Guess what? There's gonna be a day where he's gonna get his, and it's gonna be glorious. You know what I'm saying? I see videos of where people find their molester or this, and they expose them online, and that's a glorious thing. You got every right to do it. But then I see those where they're rapists or rapies end up catching AIDS and dying. Sexual deviance, they end up doing some sexual deviancy, end up catching AIDS and dying. So I've seen people's victims, perpetrators. I think perpetrator is the proper word. I seen people's perpetrators that victimize them end up getting shot, end up getting killed, shot down in the middle of the street like a dog. That's glorious. When you break the Most High's laws, that's what should happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read that from the top again. For the Most High hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly against the mighty of their punishment. You're going to see it. It's be glorious, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. Let's get Psalm, I believe, 139 and 21. And 21. I might be wrong. Oh yeah, this is King David, in his prayer. Psalms chapter 139, verse 20. Let's start with 20. Ecclesiasticus 139, verse 20. For they speak against thee. King David's telling that his enemies are speaking against the Most High wickedly. That's what the Christian church does. The Christian church speaks against the Most High wickedly. Speaking against the Most High is blasphemy. It's something that you should not do. It's something that's completely unforgivable. They speak. So King David's telling the Most High that his enemies, he's beseeching the Most High, and he is explaining a situation. Let's continue. And thy enemies take thy name in vain. That Most High serious. They're taking them high as a joke. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? King David's making it clear, like, yo, I hate them that hate you. These men are taking your name as a joke. They don't take you serious. They hate you. So I hate them. Which is the spirit that we all should be rolling with. Which is a glorious way to think, glorious way to act. It's a beautiful thing. Hate those that hate the Most High. Who hates the Most High? The Christian church hates the Most High. The Muslim mosque hates the Most High. The American government hates the Most High. The LGBTQ hates the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So forth and so on. Who loves the Most High? Only the men and the women of the Isupk. That's it. Nobody else. Let's continue. And am not I grieved with those that rise up against me? Like, he is grieved by those that rise up against the Most High. It's like, what are you doing? You're like you ever seen a child about to do something that just dumb as can be? It grieves you. You see that child about to do something real stupid. He's about to as fast as he could, try to ride that bike. Don't know how to land the bike once it's airborne. Don't know nothing. And you see him about to do it, it grieves you. It's like, oh, this is not, oh, this is going to get ugly. That's how King David felt about his enemy. Let's continue. I hate them with perfect hatred. What is perfect hatred? What is perfect hatred? Remember what perfection is. We went through this in this class. Remember what perfection is. Perfection is following the law, statutes, and commandments. So the Christian church like to say we should not. There is a perfect hatred. There is a hatred that abides by the law, statutes, and commandments. Our problem is, as Black people, we believe hatred is that those actions that all has shown us. When hatred is no different from being sad. It's an emotion. It's an emotion. And when you have a perfect hatred, that means you have hatred that abides by the law, statutes, commandments. For us as Black people, what does that mean for our oppressor? That means our oppressor has no need to worry about us committing some actions against him, because the law says that the vengeance is of the Lord. So we can hate them perfectly and not put a finger on them. See, our oppressor, his hatred involves violence. Our hatred involves separation. We should not be participating in our oppressor's holidays or any of that. We should not be the more we don't interact with our oppressor, we show him hatred. And you know he knows that. You know how you know he knows that? When you see us on the street corners and we start talking about separating from our enemies, that's when their anger comes out. That's when they start telling you, we gotta love each other. We gotta work together and all this other stuff. Because they know they need us. They know they need us, and they don't want us to separate. They don't want us to segregate. They know that we make money and we spend it with them. They know that. We keep this economy rolling. Once Black people divest from America, once Black people divest from this country and its ways and its culture, the better we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's get Luke 14. Let's go back to the New Testament. Luke 14 and I think 25. Yeah, start with 25. Luke chapter 14, verse 25. And there went great multitude with him, and he turned and said unto them. So there's a large group of people, great multitude of people following Christ. Around and said unto them, peep what he said. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and sister, yea, own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Christian church, I thought we're not supposed to hate. This is Christ right now telling you to hate. You got to hate your mother. You got father. You got to hate your brother. You got to hate your sisters. You got to hate your children. You got to hate your wife. You got to hate your own life. What does this all mean? Hate is relative. The hatred that our oppressor has been showing us is more than just hatred. He of us treated us with all types of hatred. He treated us with all types of evil. He abhorred us. We should not be abhorring him. But we gotta hate our mother and father just to be a disciple of Christ. What does that mean? That means that there's something more important, something else that deserves your love more than your family. What is that? What is it that deserves our love more than our family? That's these law, statutes, and commandments. And what does this law, statute, commandment teach us? To take care of each other. So we got to hate our family to take care of our people. Now, what I'm saying is completely spiritual here. Does that mean abandon your family? No, your family is still your people. That means this, all it's telling you, there's something more important than your family. And Christ is trying to show you that. Follow Christ so you can see what it is. It's just that simple. Let's continue. And whosoever not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. You got to pick up that cross. You got to bear that. What was that cross? What did Christ do on the cross? He died for his people. We got to have that same burden as Christ had. We got to be willing to die for our people, not just our family. I know a lot of you are willing to die for your family. Well, are you willing to die for Tyrone down the street? Are you willing to die for her? How about Toya down the block? Are you willing to die for her? That's true love. Being willing to die for your people is true love. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop that. Let's go to Ezekiel 35:5. Bear with me. Ezekiel chapter verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Look, this is talking about our enemy, our brother that hates his brother. It's talking about hatred towards Israel. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. He has had a nonstop, continuous, self-energized, self-motivated hatred towards us. This hatred cannot be stopped. It cannot be quenched. It cannot be futile. It's perpetuated. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel. He has hung us, tarred and feathered us, shot us in the back, unarmed, choked us out. You know what I'm saying? He has done this, drawn and quartered us. He had a perpetual hatred for us, and he has shed the blood of our children. He has shed the blood of our people, our brothers, our sisters, our family. And he still does this today. This is not something that's recent. This is not something that's new. This is something that's been going on through history. He has had a perpetual hatred. So why should we love him when he has had a perpetual hatred? A hatred that cannot be quenched, a hatred that cannot be stopped, a hatred that cannot be slowed. But the Christian church wants us to love him. When the Bible says he will always hate us. There's nothing that we could do to block this hate. Nothing. Let's continue. Thou hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. We are in the time of our calamity. We are low. We are at the bottom. And he still continues to shoot us down. He still could. It's like, imagine. Okay, let's imagine this. Let me put it on a realm that most brothers will understand. The Patriots versus, I don't know, the Dolphins, right? Patriots versus Dolphins. The Patriots, it's the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. The Patriots are up, I don't know, 20 points, right? No possible way that the Dolphins could win. But the Patriots' perpetual hatred for the Dolphins will have them score, have a Hail Mary down pass. Now there's 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. They do an onside kick, recover it. It didn't have a touchdown run. That's what like Esau's perpetual hatred is. He's on top. He's winning. He's on shooting us down. He keeps on beating us down in our day of calamity. It's about the same way. It's about the same thing. You know you're ahead. You know you're on top, but you still decide to beat us down. And you want us to love these type of people. That's why we should be ruled, because us blacks, Hispanics, and natives, we are far more too compassionate. When we're on top, we're not beating the person down. Like, I see brothers go one-on-one, knock the brother down, and back up. Yeah, I've seen them run, but that's a different type of hatred. But that's not us as a whole. Personal nature. That's when white people took affluence. Let's continue. In that time, that their iniquity had an end, like things are about to end for us. Things are about to end for us. That's when it's going to get worse for us. The closer our enemy knows that his end is coming, the worse he will treat us. Hatred he has for us. Let's continue. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare blood, and blood shall pursue thee, and thou hast not hated blood. Even blood shall pursue thee. Like, he's going to get his. Our enemy's going to get his. We just need to sit back, be patient. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. No, let's drop that. Let's get how much time I got left? Ooh, I could probably get one more in. Which one? Let's get Matthew 10 and 20. Let's get Matthew 10 and 21. If you did, read along with me. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and father the child, and the children rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. That's the world that we're living in now. Bodies against each other. Once upon a time when I was growing up, it was admirable to hear about black children killing their parents. It's quite common now. It's something that happens scarcely, but we heard it. We heard it. We know it goes on. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Guess what? Guess what, y'all? This is the price of walking this life. Expect hatred. Expect hatred. Because we are going to be hated for his name's sake. We're going to be hated for the name of Christ. We're going to be hated for the law and commandments that the Most High has given us. We're going to be hated for the Most High. We're going to be hated. Expect it. Let's continue. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Guess what? That's our objective, yo. Endure this hatred. Love one another. Endure the hatred we're going to get from our own people. Endure that. Endure that hatred. And still show our people love. Endure the hatred that we're going to get from our enemies. But still hate them. They are not our people. They don't get that same compassion. You know what I'm saying? And with that, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, straight out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohana. Y'all see that sign behind me? Y'all see that sign behind me? Peep it up. Peep it. That is the Lord's Passover, the 55th annual Passover, which is going to be in Durham, North Carolina, April 20th, 2024, man. Pay that $200 fee. It's you a whole weekend. Actually, it's more than 4 or 5 days of events. It gives you access to like 4 or 5 days of a good time and the safety and in the safety of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I say shalom.